Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? I'm here today to do another SNL review. I haven't done one in a while, and this just premiered on NBC, brand new one. And the host was Loius C.K, who I'm a big fan of. Now he had a show on FX called Louie, which I really loved that show. And even though the last season or so it went more towards drama than comedy, but it was always different, and you never knew which direction it was going to do. I like that unpredictability. And I think the last time it was on for like a half season. I remember reading something about it, and then he was going to do some, put this over here, some show online show or something. I can't remember, and then he never came back to the show. But I was a big fan of the show, and it was nominated for an Emmy, and I thought he was great in it. Now, this episode of Saturday Night Live he hosted was a very strange show. Because I remember he did a while back, he did that show. He did one, and he did, instead of Louis, it was Lincoln, and it was President Lincoln. I like that. But this one was really different. The very opening scene was another Donald Trump sketch. And he was in America talking to, a regular like a town hall meeting after the bombing and stuff like that. And it really wasn't that funny. It was just like average. Made one laugh or stuff like that. This one, most of the sketches were like that. And then Louis C.K. came out after the opening credits, and he gave a very unusual speech about animals, and then place he'd been to as a comedian. He's been a comedian like 32 years or 34 years, and then he said like the last 4 years were really good. And he was talking about the place he stayed in, and it was really strange. He mentioned a lot about race and stuff like that. A lot of the shows about race. And the comedy was like ebbing and flowing and stuff like that. Some of it was kind of funny, but mostly it was just like flat. I mean, but it wasn't, he doesn't do it in a boring way. It's just, I don't know, it's just strange. It just seemed out of sorts to me. And then after that, they had a really throwaway thing about a court trial, and Louis C.K. was the one prosecutor, and he had all these long lashes and stuff like that, and everybody was trying to buy the lashes. That was really dumb. And I guess that said at the end of it said sponsored by Maybelline. It was a really strange thing. That was pretty bad too. But I mean, nothing. I didn't hate anything on the show because I mean, some of the sketches weren't that funny, but there was nothing like really truly annoying on there. Because there was like some on Saturday Night Live. There's been some really annoying stuff that makes you just so frustrated, and you just hate it and say it sucks. Like the guy who owned the boat. I mentioned talking about that. Next came, they did another music video type thing, and this was Louis C.K., and he was talking about, he's one of those people that put like political posts on Facebook and stuff. I know a lot of people have been doing it, and they were kind of spoofing that. I said, thank you, I thank you, John, for making the war go away. Thank you, John, for helping all this other stuff, for posting on Facebook or Twitter. I think I had like one little laugh in that. It was okay. I think they're just like made it out of proportion, blowing like something like they were spoofing people who like put political posts on the internet. It was okay. I believe next was I could be wrong. I think next was the soda jerk sketch, which was kind of funny, but creepy though. Set in the 50s, and there was some funny parts in that, but it was mostly cringeworthy. But I mean, Louis C.K. brought it through in a funny way, though. It was all right. And then next was the singer, the Chainsmokers, and they were okay. I mean, that's not really my kind of music. I will say that Saturday Night Live has improved a lot of their stages for the musicians to perform in. I will say that they had a really cool stage performing with a lot of neon lights and stuff like that. It's perfect for late night TV, and it was like a bar type setting, or maybe they reused one of their sets or something like that, where they had like a set of a bar or something. You never know. I don't know. Next was Weekend Update, and that was pretty much basic, except they had a thing about the statue that like the this girl sculpted the statue of this guy, this soccer player. They showed the real photo, and it looked awful. And they had her on there talking about how what she did on the statue and what her intentions were, and that was really funny. I like that. That was really a good one. And then she said that she had a statue of that one guy, that Callan first, or I think his name is, and that was pretty fun. That was reminiscent of on current affair. God, that show hadn't been on ages. Inside Edition, where they had like that creepy Lucille Ball statue. That was for a few years back. Then that's when Dad was still alive, and I remember watching it with him. And I remember saying that's one of the awful, most hideous, scary looking things in the world. And I liked Lucille Ball, but that statue was awful. It was horrible. And they said the guy was going to redo it again, but it was a bad statue. What else happened? After that, trying to think what else happened. I'm probably missing something. They had they did a skit of, speaking of like sponsors leaving YouTube, they did a skit of the Pepsi commercial, the controversial Pepsi commercial, with the director, and he said like they're about ready to shoot, and he said he has to take this call, and he was telling his wife about the thing, and then you see just silence on the phone. It's like, and everyone was saying it was a bad on the phone. And he said, "Hey, I got to go," and oh no, you got to film the commercial, and it said Pepsi Live and Learn. It wasn't funny. It was a complete throwaway. But I mean, I didn't. That was just. It was bad, but I didn't hate it. And it was weird because they talk about making sponsors mad. I'm sure that made Pepsi mad. Man, then Pepsi boycott SNL. A lot of these companies are pulling their ads from YouTube because of stuff like that. And it said Pepsi Live and Learn. I know I'm missing something. I'm trying to think. Oh, they did the OReilly Factor. That's what they did. And the OReilly Factor, they did a spoof on that with like the allegations and stuff like that. And Alex Baldwin pulled double duty. And they had, the makeup was fantastic. He looked like Bill O'Reilly. I mean, you can still tell it was Ali, but he looked a lot like Bill O'Reilly. And there was some mannerism that looked exactly like dead on. And he was talking about that. It wasn't funny. And then he interviewed Donald Trump. So he did double duty on that. They did split screen. It wasn't funny. But I thought the makeup they did on to make him look like Bill O'Reilly was really good. It wasn't. It was just like lackluster. And then they had that. And then they had a really the strangest sketch tonight. I might be missing something. I don't think I am now. About sectional cultures. I was like, what the hell? That was one of the weirdest sketches on Saturday Night Live I've seen in a while. It was so bizarre. I don't know what they were thinking on that one. It was just so strange. Oh, before that, I'm trying to think. I forgot. They had a thing where this clown came. The one thing I did like, they had this thing where this clown came to this birthday party. And it turned out it was just for Louis. Just for himself, and he said he wanted to do something different for his party. He's like 53 years old. And the clown performed for him, kind of, but in a creepy way. Now, that looks like something straight out of the TV show Louis. That might have been like a thing that he was planning on doing for like a episode, and he never got around to doing or something like that. That was good. I liked that. I liked that a lot because it reminded me of the show Louis. I hope he comes back to do the show. To my knowledge, I don't know if there's any inkling he's going to come back or not. Now, next they had, let me see. Next they had the Chainsmokers on again. It's okay. And then last but not least, they had like this one family, like these students observing this family reenactors. And this was really funny. They were like basically telling like jokes and ethnic jokes and stuff like that, and their accents were cracking each other up. It was that Kale McKinnon and Loius C.K. and Loius C.K. accent was so silly. She started cracking up, then he started cracking up. That was really funny, and then the jokes that they were telling were funny too. I enjoyed that one. That was a good skit too. And sometimes it's been really weird. They go a little over sometimes. Sometimes they might end at like 12:59 or 1 o'clock, or sometimes they might go over to like 1:05 sometimes. And usually a lot of times, usually with Saturday Night Live, the best stuff is like right till up to the news, and then after the news, it's like, or sometimes they save like the lousy sketch for the end. But they've had some of the sketches at the end have been really good. I don't know why they saved the end though, but it was. I liked that one. That was funny. And then before they ended the show, they showed a tribute to a photo of Don Rickles. And I want to say rest in peace, Don Rickles. I didn't do that video when he passed away because I grew up watching Don Rickles. And it was a tragic loss. I remember CPO Sharkey, and that was, I mean, seen it as a kid, little kid in Albion, like 6 or 7 or something like that. I love the show. I thought Don Rickles was so funny. And, yeah, it was a real loss. I mean, and he really made you laugh and stuff like that. And like I said, they had like a photo of Don Rickles, and Loius C.K. started talking to his accent, and then everybody started cracking up. Oh no! Before that, he said he wanted to say rest in peace, Don Rickles. You're the funniest man I've ever met. And then he started doing, I want to thank Alex Baldwin in that accent, because he's right, and Alex Baldwin started cracking up and walked away. But overall, it was a very strange show. Tried to tackle some really touchy issues that most of the skits were just average, and a few were bad, but not that many laughs to be had on the show. I liked Loius C.K. real well. The show itself, probably give it a 6.5 out of 10. Very strange show. That sectional couches was really bizarre. Really strange. So I hope you like this video. It just premiered. I'm going to post it right now of Loius C.K. hosting SNL. So until next time, bye please. Take care, my legion. And then they advertised he has a special on Netflix. I got to watch that sometime. Louis 2017. And then tomorrow... man, stay tuned. I got some videos. Well, it's tomorrow now, but later Sunday afternoon, I got some videos with my friend John, like 3 videos. I'm just going to put 3 on for tomorrow. I hope you all like them very well. So until next time, like I said, take care, my legion.